Well, these were some damn good movies. These are the top 5 best movies of 2015. Oh my god, Jurassic World, okay? This movie was just awesome. It had everything for the nostalgic viewers of the original movies, as well as newcomers, old and young. The CGI wasn't too bad either, and the story, well, okay. It may have had some disappointing moments, and Chris Pratt really wasn't as good as he was in, say, Guardians of the Galaxy, but it was still a pretty damn good movie, and that's why it deserves number 5 on this list. But the following movies did do things considerably better. Honestly, I was surprised by this one. My only real foray into the Hunger Games series was with Catching Fire, and unfortunately the copy I got my hands on was pretty bad. Every time the footage would progress, it would just pause, and then just suddenly speed up to catch up to the audio, but Mockingjay Part 2 really was good through and through. I really actually saw what it is that makes Katniss Everdeen so likeable and admirable. It was actually intelligent. I love how it delved into media manipulation, a key element of the series that I picked up on in Catching Fire. And there wasn't any of the blatant laziness by just having all the rich people look like Lady Gaga knockoffs. Well, okay, there was a little bit of that, but not as much. And the action scenes, oh my god. Friggin' great. Strong acting through and through. And a great climax to an otherwise pretty damn good series. But then again, I'm not the best person to ask about it, but I friggin' loved it. Oh yes! Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens. Okay, it may have had some problems with the story, and okay, it may have repeated some parts of the... Oh, am I kidding? It repeated pretty much the original movie with Luke Skywalker word for word, but who cares? Star Wars is good again. The characters are likeable, the acting again is strong, the effects, thank God, aren't just constant CGI bombarding you, and it actually breathes new life, and I freaking love Kylo Ren, the guy's an absolute badass. Definitely check out Star Wars Episode 7 if you haven't already, and be prepared for the upcoming anthology films and sequels. AntMan! Oh man, I loved AntMan, okay? That's why this is number 2, because, well, there was one movie that was better than it, but AntMan, oh man, that movie was just fucking great! Oh man, like, Marvel's version of a heist movie is just fantastic. A great blend of action and comedy with a unique character that practically little to no one has actually heard of outside the hardcore Marvel fandom. The effects were great, the acting was great, pretty much everything was great, every down to the last detail. And I just loved how they just made so much out of such minuscule settings. And behind the suitcase? Oh man, that was just amazing. Ooh, and top props for a killer Thomas the Tank Engine, Marvel. Now, before we get to the number 1 movie of 2015, here are a few honourable mentions. Avengers Age of Ultron. Age of Ultron, okay, it was good, but really you can't exactly repeat the same magic you have with Avengers 1. Especially with the character, a villain that just really isn't as memorable as Loki, and it just boils down to a pretty basic disaster movie. Still a good movie, but really, its main gimmick is something we've already seen, but it was still good. Oddball. Now, for the uninitiated, Oddball was this family film filmed in my hometown of Honourable, and it's one of a couple reviews I actually did have planned and do, but unfortunately due to time constraints I couldn't overall do it. But it was a good film, it was decent enough, and my biggest criticism of it really was just the fact that it just had this uncanny valley effect of seeing my hometown presented in a movie. It's something that was just really distracting and did detract from the experience, but I know for a fact I'd be crucified if I didn't at least bring it up in this video, so Oddball, give it a look. Deathgasm. Okay, now, if you're a fan of Peter Jackson's early movies, that stuff like, say, Meet the Feebles, Bad Taste, or Brain Dead, that's Dead Alive if you're American, then you will love Deathgasm, a great New Zealand exploitation film that's fueled with heavy metal all the way through and is just full of barrels of laughter. Attack on Titan Part 1. Same boat as Oddball, when there was a review I had planned but had to abandon due to time constraints. Now, okay, hardcore fans of Attack on Titan, hear me out, okay? I think it's a good movie. The effects used to create the Titans, while not exactly on the same level as, say, Pacific Rim still work. It succeeds in just making them look all the creepier, and I mean, the opening sequence is just something ripped straight out of a horror movie in all the right ways. And, well, it's actually a great introduction for the uninitiated into Attack on Titan. It's got me interested in checking out the anime now. So, yeah, Attack on Titan Part 1, give it a look! The Martian, Ridley Scott's latest science fiction movie starring Matt Damon needing to do what he does best, be rescued. Now, this movie was fantastic, but I just felt that it just kind of stretches the first act out way too long. Everything is just establishing. Matt Damon's character, he really doesn't have any personality. He's just bland and he adapts to things too well, and it's just kind of odd seeing a survival movie that's so bright, cheerful, and happy. Granted, his character, Matt Damon's character, I mean, does end up becoming the astronaut equivalent of MacGyver, and you do keep watching to see how he's going to solve the next problem, but really wasn't great, if I'm getting to you. But it was still definitely a damn good movie, and definitely gets a seal of approval from me. This final honourable mention still surprises me. Dead Rising Watchtower. A video game movie that's actually good. I mean, it's actually competently written. The actors, well, none of them are really great, still give good performances. And while it can't, unfortunately, it doesn't really commit to being over the top and gory thanks to its limited gore and, yeah, just limited gore. But it is actually competently done, the writing is actually smart, there's some twists and turns you never actually see coming, and best of all, it's canonical to the games. So Dead Rising Watchtower, if you haven't seen it and you're a fan of Dead Rising, it's actually worth watching. It's not a Mario Brothers movie at all. Mad Max Fury Road. This movie is just amazing. This was my introduction to Mad Max. I regret to say that I've not seen any other Mad Maxes prior to this one, but I've recently watched the original. I don't think it's aged that well. But Fury Road, oh man, amazing storytelling, amazing actors, amazing visuals, amazing everything. The music, I mean, I listen to the Bloodbag theme when they drive into that sandstorm pretty much all the time whenever I do some exercise. Oh, Tom Hardy, okay, it would have been nice if he had a few more lines, but he's still good, and smart. It's just freaking amazing, okay? It's hands down the best movie of 2015. If you haven't seen Mad Max Fury Road, what are you doing? Stop watching me, stop listening to me, just go watch Fury Road! Go do it!